Hey, it's Aja, your favorite certified slam click shorty, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are in St. Louis on a 17-hour layover. As I entered this hotel room, I was thinking about different things that you might like to see. I thought about giving you a tour of the hotel room or showing you what are some of the safety things that we look for before we settle into our hotel rooms. But what I decided to actually show you guys today is how or what a flight attendant packs for a trip, for a multiple day trip. Just as a reminder, y'all, I shield you as much as possible from knowing what my airline is, but if I do happen to accidentally show something on the screen that identifies my airline to you, do not type it in the comments. If you do type it in the comments, I will delete your comment. And the reason is not because I'm hiding it. I'm not ashamed. I'm not afraid of people finding out where I work. It's more so because the company does not want us to represent the company online. So I can't be representing where I work on my social media. Because of that, if you comment what airline I work for, I'm deleting it. Sorry. I want to start by saying, for most airlines, every guest can have 3 things, okay? You can have your carry-on item. That's like a roller bag or a duffel bag, any suitcase that is too big to fit underneath the seat, but small enough to fit in the overhead bins. 2, you can have your personal item. That is any item that can fit underneath the seat. So that will be like the small backpacks, purses, tote bags, etc. And finally, you can have a small shopping bag. So if you went shopping in the terminal, you should be allowed on most flights with most airlines with those 2 items plus a little shopping bag. It might be a food bag because you went to get food in the terminal, or it might just be some small item that fits in a little plastic baggie. You can have that too, usually. Don't take my word as gospel because every airline's a little different. You should always check before you get on a flight. But so those are 3 items that most guests board flights with. Well, as a flight attendant, we also get 3 items, and our 3 items are very similar to the guests. We have 1 carry-on bag, 1 personal item, and a lunchbox. And you might be surprised if I were to show you what a flight attendant lunchbox looks like. It's heavy because it's still full. This is my lunchbox. Believe it or not, I've seen bigger. Mine is not even the biggest lunchbox that I've seen for flight attendants. You might be asking, why are we allowed such a huge lunchbox in addition to our personal item? And also, why would you need one? And the reason is, we might not see home for several days at a time. For example, right now, I am on a 4-day trip that started early this morning. Either I have to be prepared to pay for my breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 4 days, or I bring it with me. And as a flight attendant, I have the special privilege that when I go through TSA, I can carry liquids with me. I have food and drink for almost enough for 4 days. This is actually not even enough food and drink for 4 days, but it'll get me through most of that time. Yes, I can eat plain food.
I mean, I could, but why would I want to?
But a lot of airlines these days don't serve hot food. They only have snacks, very unhealthy snacks, chips and cookies and gummy bears and things like that. If you're eating that every day as your main source of nutrition, well, there's a reason a lot of us tend to gain weight when we start being flight attendants. And I am not excluded. I definitely didn't pack lunches when I first started, but I do now. That's my first bag. It's full of food and drink. Secondly, I have my personal item. I don't know how other people pack their bags. This is how I pack mine. This is bag number 2. It is smaller, but it also has wheels, which is really important because That means I can put a bunch of heavy stuff in it, but not worry too much about it being too heavy because it has wheels. In here, I keep my work device, I keep my emergency stuff, medical cards, everything that I need for work goes in the first pocket. In the second pocket, you can see that there's this category, has a little picture icon of a laptop. This is where I put my laptop. Also, you know, journaling book, my scheduler, a book to read, just anything else that I would find that I feel like I need. I keep masks. Sometimes the guests ask for masks. Sometimes I feel sick and I want to wear them. Here is my giant roll of chargers. I put anything heavy in my personal item. I don't want my biggest bag to also be super duper heavy. That means when I go to put it in the overhead bin, it might throw me off balance. It might be difficult to get it up there. And, you know, if you're a guest and you overpacked in your luggage, the flight attendant might help you put your bag in the overhead bin. But if you're a flight attendant, who's gonna put your bag in the overhead bin? Right, so I have to be able to lift my own bag. So I put all the heavier stuff in the personal item, and that keeps me from packing too much of it. That's where I keep my laptop, my art stuff, and my electronics. My electronics include the tablet that I have to use for work, along with all the chargers that go with all my various devices, my little phone stand, things like that. All of that goes in my personal item, and that way it's heavy but not too heavy, because it's also going up in the overhead bins. And finally, my biggest bag, that's where I keep all my clothes. Okay, so I've already started putting things back in the suitcase. Just some of the stuff that didn't get used or isn't dirty, I put it back in the suitcase. That includes one spare uniform and some exercise clothes. That's only one exercise clothes, so I need more. There's also 3 pairs of underpants in there that I haven't worn yet. They're clean, they stay in there. I'm gonna add some more. I always have extra underwear, more than I should maybe need, just because you never know. And when I say you never know, I'm not scared I'm gonna pee on myself. It's more so an issue of like, what if a passenger throws up on me? This is actually what is it called? This is actually not a hair straightener, it's a clothing steamer. It's very important to have a clothing steamer, even though every hotel room has pretty much an iron, but I hate to iron, and steaming is so much faster. A jacket. I like to bring this denim jacket because sometimes when we're deadheading, we want to like hide our uniform so we can sleep. Do y'all hear that thunder? Goodness gracious. Anyways, so this is a good way to hide my uniform while I sleep. I've got underwear, I've got bras, I've got socks and stockings, I've got clothes. I've got 2 pairs that I bring with me. Obviously, neither of these are the work shoes because I will wear the work shoes on the plane. But in here I have a pair of plain black sneakers. Sometimes I switch them out for some gray sneakers or white sneakers, but anyways, just some plain sneakers, and also some colorful flippy fluffy. The last thing that I will put in this bag is my toiletries bag. Voila! In my toiletries bag, I carry my razor in case I need to shave. I have a wash loofah and one for my face, some deodorant, some moisturizer, some scrubby pads for my face, wet ones, Q-tips, really just random shit. And then finally down here I have the little washcloth, the washcloth that I use to remove my facial makeup, and a perfume. But remember, as a flight attendant, I gotta pack more. I have to pack for various possibilities. I need an extra uniform, like in case somebody throws up on me or something in flight. I'm not saying that that's common. That has never happened to me, but I know it has happened to some people. I barely go outside of the hotel. That's why I call myself a slam click shorty. But sometimes there's a reason to wear clothes other than my underpants. Like, for example, if I stay at a hotel like this one that offers free drinks during happy hour or something like that, then I need to leave my room. I need to be presentable. So I got some clothes for instances like that. I also pack exercise clothes because every hotel that we stay in has a gym. And I have the very ambitious mindset where I think I'm gonna work out in every gym, in every hotel. Do I actually work out every time? No, but will I today? Today I will, yes. I also bring a swimsuit because most of these hotels also have a pool. And right now it's the summer. I got a little brown. I'm trying to stay brown. I also like to bring a purse, an empty purse, because on a very off chance that I actually leave the hotel, I might need a bag. It's difficult because you want to pack light because you have to carry all of this stuff around the airport by yourself. But you don't want to pack too light to where you feel like you have to buy things or spend money or go somewhere else or borrow things to obtain what you need. I feel like at this point in time, I am perfectly prepared for most events. If you're watching and you're not a flight attendant, you haven't been a flight attendant before, you might feel like I'm overprepared. I might look like I got a little too much food and a little too much stuff. Why did I bring my art supplies and my laptop and this and that? But I'm gonna be away from home for 4 days. But not only am I gonna be away from home for 4 days, I am away from home more often than I'm at home. And when I am home off of a long trip, I need to catch up on rest. Even if I slept adequately, it's just not the same. And I have to catch up on rest. So there's a lot of things that go in my bag because I have to make use of my time outside of my house. Because when I'm at home, I'm gonna be asleep. I will never get to make my appointments or use my laptop or any of that jazz if I don't bring it with me on my trips. I wouldn't get to edit this video if I didn't bring my laptop. Everything that I brought with me is absolutely a necessity. And I think that's a good example of what a flight attendant brings on a trip. This for me is a 4-day trip, but trips can be different lengths. The longest one I've ever been on was 5 days, but I know some people go as long as 6 days in a row. Usually there is a rule. Usually they have to give you at least 24 hours off every 7 days. However, some airlines allow you to say that you will take that 7th day anywhere. So it doesn't have to be in your base / in your home. Some people go on a long trip and then take their 7th day somewhere during that trip. 24 hours of rest in St. Louis, for example, or Orlando, or Philadelphia, or wherever you're at. So some people will take that 7th day during a layover, and then bam, they're good to go for another 6 days. So that's a choice. But in any case, you have to be prepared for those kind of choices. So I hope this helps. So bye.